It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Roads and Maritime Services says it's not been advised about stability concerns surrounding the Araring Power Station's ash dam, which has forced the sudden closure of the Myuna Bay Sport and Recreation Centre. RMS says the busy Wangi Road is closer to the dam than the popular school campsite and would also be impacted should the ash dam collapse during a major earthquake. Meanwhile, it's been revealed the Department of Sport and Recreation has already started removing resources from the centre, despite calls for the process to be halted. A Raymond Terrace magistrate has warned a Nelson Bay mother a jail term is definitely on the table after she pleaded guilty to high-range drink driving while on a school pickup last month. Caroline Throwden faced court yesterday, where it emerged she'd been found guilty of low-range drink driving and disqualified from driving for 3 months, just 3 hours before she was arrested for high-range drink driving at Salamander Bay. Worried teachers called police when the 30-year-old arrived at school to pick up her daughter with her toddler son in the car, but appeared to be extremely intoxicated. She's due to be sentenced in May. The Australian Research Council's engagement and impact assessment has shown the University of Newcastle is having a significant impact across the globe. Madeline McNeil has the details.
The first-time study from the Australian Research Council showed research conducted by the University of Newcastle is having a significant impact on society. 3 indicators were assessed for the study: engagement, impact and approach to impact. Engineering, education and studies in creative arts and writing were Newcastle's standout performers. The university was ranked highly across all 3 indicators for the 3 subjects. Madeline McNeil, 2NURFM News.
Newcastle Knights player Akuila Moga has been fined by the club over an assault on a taxi driver on Boxing Day. The 25-year-old met with the club's disciplinary committee yesterday, where a $60,000 fine was imposed. However, $30,000 has been suspended, subject to good behaviour. Moga has already served a 2-match ban for slapping a taxi driver twice after a day at the races. Farming practices could be revolutionised following the successful trial of a new greenhouse which saw vanilla grown in the Hunter. The popular bean is usually grown in tropical conditions, but Nova Castri and David Sue and a team of researchers from Western Sydney University have managed to grow it in Newcastle by designing a new controlled environment greenhouse. David Sue says the process was a challenge because everything had to be designed from scratch.
As part of the process to manage those conditions, we work with Schneider Electric, and from the early start they've been absolutely fantastic. Their automation systems and their knowledge in this area is critical to the operations and ongoing management of the dome.
Briefly, the Hunter Business Chamber is hoping for funding for the M1 extension and the Singleton and Muswellbrook bypasses in tonight's federal budget. And a 17-year-old girl has been taken to the John Hunter Hospital with minor injuries after crashing her hatchback into a tree on Gunambi Street at Wallsend last night.
2NURFM Sport.
Knights captain Mitchell Pearce says it's unfair to put all the blame for Newcastle's indifferent start to the season on one player. It comes after Nathan Brown switched Kalen Ponga back to fullback for Sunday's game against the Dragons. Pearce says there's plenty to like about the way Ponga approached the number 6 jersey.
Brownie obviously sees that as an opportunity to free Kalen up with his game. I thought he was doing some really nice things for a young 5'8" who's played how many games? 20 first-grade games. I thought he was doing some really nice things.
Merriweather surfers Jackson Baker and Philippa Anderson will compete in trials today for a spot in the season-opening World Tour event on the Gold Coast. Meanwhile, fellow Merriweather surfer Ryan Callanan could be named Aussie Male Surfer of the Year tonight at the Surfing Australia Awards. And 2-time Dakar Rally winner Aberglasson's Toby Price will sit out the bike section of this year's Fink Desert Race. He had wrist surgery following his Dakar win earlier this year and will switch to the truck category in 2019. And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 1, 32, 10, 30, 7 and 9, and the supplementaries are 41 and 28. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.